Hey everyone, good morning. Saturday morning. Hope everyone had a great week. I know I did. Finally getting back into the swing of things, with the lawn care work and mowing. Mowing's really picking up, and obviously I started my second round pre-emergent on Thursday. So did a lot Thursday, did 31 yards Thursday spraying, and sprayed another probably 15 to 20 yesterday, and I'm actually out now. Obviously Saturday morning. Gonna go basically around my neighborhood. I got several in my neighborhood and the HOA here that I service. The HOA, I'm gonna do a treatment obviously here as well. But yeah, got a lot to do today. I'm by myself. I actually really like working by myself. I don't know if some of you owners out there dealing with employees and everything that goes to running a business. It's just nice being out alone sometimes, working by yourself. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy today. It's nice and cool too, so that helps. But yeah, y'all, I was thinking about a good topic when it comes to for homeowners. For homeowners, whenever you're trying to decide whether you want to, treat your yard by yourself or hire a company out. Let me just go ahead and tell you, and this is what I tell customers or potential customers all the time: go ahead and hire it out unless you really know what you're doing, because a local guy like myself. Is going to be really experienced, really knowledgeable when it comes to weeds and, obviously applying these chemicals and fertilizers the correct way. So yeah, hire local. Don't go out and hire True Green. I'm just going to go ahead and say it right out there. At least the experience around here, they've really gone off a cliff in the last couple of years. They went corporate, and after that happened, all their good employees basically left because they used to be really good. So they started hiring, $15 an hour employees, and it's just a revolving door. These guys coming in and out, and a lot of times they don't know what they're doing. They don't take pride in their work. And frankly, there have been several times where I've had actual customers tell me that they'll show up and just stick a sign in the yard and leave without even doing anything. So don't hire them, okay? Just don't, unless you know for sure that whatever city you're in. And I've definitely talked to other people that use them in your area before hiring them, because around here the results haven't been good, and I'm constantly getting new customers that were using them previously. So yeah, don't just hire a local. I'm gonna say that, just hire a local company, someone that's experienced and been doing it for a long time and really takes pride in their work. And for me, I use really good chemicals and fertilizers, high quality fertilizers. So typically a local company will do that. These bigger companies, they're just gonna buy in bulk and try to save as much money as they can, so they won't buy the quality stuff. So keep that in mind if you're a homeowner looking and trying to decide, what company to hire. So that's a selling point that I use, and it works almost all the time. So yeah, lawn care guys, if you're doing this, make sure you let these new customers know that being someone like myself, and if you're the same way, if you're really experienced, you take pride in your work, just sell that. Let them know, compared to some of these bigger outfits, that have guys coming in and out and don't really take pride in their work. But yeah, y'all, for the homeowners out there watching, hopefully this won't be too long. If you're trying to decide whether you want to do it yourself or not, I definitely go ahead and say hire a company, unless you just really know what you're doing and you really study it when it comes to applying these products. And guys, I'll be honest with you, these products you buy at Home Depot and Lowe's and the big box stores aren't very effective, especially when it comes to weed control. Now, your everyday fertilizers, they will work, even though the quality is not going to be as good. But you still got to know how to apply them, okay? So that's the problem I've noticed. Even me using some of these products, it's hard to know how to apply them correctly, like the weed and feed. So your weed and feed product, it's going to have the fertilizer, and it's going to have the little granules that land on the leaf, the weed, and stick to it, and supposed to kill it. And sometimes it will work, but you got to make sure you're applying it at a certain time, usually when the grass is damp. And if you don't get it right, it's definitely not going to be effective. So keep that in mind. I've actually used it in the past where I did everything right, and I spread a weed and feed product out for a customer, and it worked on some of the broadleafs, but overall it wasn't effective at all. I tell people you're much better off using a liquid solution when it comes to weed control, especially. And something to consider too, and I hope you've already started, and if you have, I hope you started putting down the pre-emergent in January, February, which is what I do. I'll start with my first round of pre-emergent late January, and try to finish it all up in February. The sooner the better, because that's going to be your most important, application for summer weeds, y'all. So I hope you've already got it down. Like I said, I'm getting ready to put out my second round, but it's never too late. So if you haven't done it yet, it's never too late to put out pre-emergent, although there are optimal times to do so. So what I'll do for people that have a lot of weeds in their yard, I recommend what they call a split app. And a split app is, so if I come out with an application today, and these are going to be for yards that are really weedy, like I said, it's something I recommend to customers, new customers, especially if their yards are extremely weedy, got a lot of weeds in them. Recommend a split app. So I come in today, spray the yard today, and 2 weeks later I'll come in and spray it again. And I've found that's very effective at knocking out a lot of the weeds. But I also tell people to make sure they know, and I'm actually going to be having a conversation with a guy in the neighborhood this morning, that it takes time. Okay, one application isn't going to fix all your problems. If I see a yard that has a lot of weeds, the first thing, or one of the first things I'm going to tell this customer is it's going to take probably a full year of treatments to really get the yard looking good. And even after that, you may still have some weeds here and there. But yeah, it takes persistence. It takes consistency with these applications to get the best results. So if you're a homeowner out there, be consistent, okay? Like I said, I recommend using a company. If you're not very familiar with how to use these products and know what you're doing, just go ahead and hire a good local company and be consistent with the applications. Get on their program, their yearly program, and you will see results, okay? Especially these local companies like myself that know what they're doing, so yeah, it may take a full year to really get things looking good, but yeah, it will happen. You just gotta stick with it and do that. But yeah, y'all, that's for the homeowners, that's definitely what I suggest. Just go ahead and hire a local company. Don't even worry about wasting your money, buying these weed control products at these big box stores. Just go ahead and hire somebody. I actually got a customer up the road that does his own fertilizer, but he has me apply the pre-emergent, which is fine, because he actually likes to fertilize his yard, and he does a good job. Because I've noticed over the last couple of years, his yard looks really good, but he's always had problems with weeds because he would try to treat them himself, and always still had some weeds in the yard. So I started doing the pre-emergent back in January, and I'll be spraying again today. But yeah, y'all, I think I might probably left some stuff out, but yeah, I think I covered most everything. So like I said, hire local. Don't waste your money buying these products if you don't really know what you're doing and how to apply them. And let's see here. Yeah, be consistent, okay? Get on a program, okay? Because if you got a yard with a lot of weeds in them, it's gonna take a full year. But after a year, you'll definitely see dramatic results, from when you started. So keep that in mind. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna be out and about. I'm getting ready, like I said, to spray. I'm gonna probably spray around 15 yards around my neighborhood. I'm gonna get some good footage of me applying these chemicals. And I'm also gonna offer some tips when it comes to applying them and things that you gotta safeguard against and be careful about when you're out here spraying these chemicals. Because I do have a selective in here. I always have a selective in my tank, even though most of my yards are clean. The selectives aren't too expensive when you're broadcasting, especially. So I like to have one in there just to knock out any weeds that may be there, especially if they're in that seedling sprouting stage when they're smallest, when they're most vulnerable. So you always make sure to have a selective. But yeah, I'll get some good footage, and I'll try to add some commentary, some content, some tips in some of these yards when I'm spraying, just to give you some more advice. But anyway, I hope it's helpful, and hope you're having a great weekend so far. I'll talk to you later. Hi y'all, so I'm at my first customer's yard right here. I'm getting ready to treat the backyard, figure get some good footage. Just give you a quick tip. This is a zoysia lawn. It's got a little bit of mixture of centipede. Primarily zoysia is pretty much taken over, so I'm really not worried about the centipede. But anyway, it's got some, the beds here, you'll see, I don't know if you can see over here on the left side, but it's got a little bit of what they call fetch. And the chemical that I'm using, it's got the selective, it will kill that. So I'll probably go ahead and spray that when I'm over towards that area, spray that in the bed there. And there's some other broadleaves in some of the beds here I'll spray. Just make sure if you do that, and be careful about spraying some of these shrubs and bushes, especially the azaleas and some of the other shrubs in the yard here. The selective, it won't kill these plants or bushes, but it can make some of the leaves and portions of the limbs and whatnot kind of shrivel up. So you will notice the effects if you do get the chemical on the bush itself. So make sure when you're spraying, when you're applying, that you don't do that. Yeah, just gotta be careful and really kind of watch what you're doing. But yeah, that's something, yeah, just a tip I throw out there. Hey y'all, so I'm at the third yard for the day. I just got done talking with Bud and Penny, about the yard and the progress it's making. I started doing this yard a year ago, and it's a new build. So these new builds, a lot of times these builders, contractors, they'll strip the ground and of the good soil and just slap this side down on top of red clay. So really poor soil quality. So a lot of cases it's going to take a little more time, get these new builds looking good in the grass and whatnot. But yeah, this has made really good progress. The backyard, I'm showing you the front now. The backyard looks really good. For the most part, it's pretty clean in terms of the weeds. The front yard still has a fair amount of holdovers from last year. Some of these crabgrass patches. There's some other various weeds. I even saw a little bit of button weeds starting to come up. But yeah, so I went around spot sprayed with what's called Tribute Total, a selective, after I sprayed the pre-emergent, just to help knock out some of these tougher weeds here. And this right here, I believe, I'm not really sure the name of this stuff, type of broom sedge maybe, I'm really not sure, like I said, but it's a very hardy weed. You're really not gonna kill it with selective. If so, you're gonna have to spray it multiple times to get to finally die off. But I'll tell people, just go ahead, or I'll even do this myself, I'll just try to pull that up if I can. But if not, and that can be hard to pull up altogether as far as the roots. A lot of times the roots will stick in the ground and it'll just come back up. So a lot of times I'll just cut it low if it's at my yard, or I'll recommend the homeowner just take a little bit of Roundup and do a concentrated spray on the weed itself and get that stuff to die off, because it's hard to kill. But yeah, it's got some crabgrass patches. I went around and sprayed. Like I said, with the Tribute Total, that should help it, and I'll spray it again, when I fertilize in a couple weeks. But overall, the progress has been good in this yard. It doesn't look necessarily as good as I want it to, but as you can see, I don't know if you can get a good view of that yard there to the neighbor. They don't treat it at all, and it's got way more weeds, and it's just not near as thick looking, really thin over there. So it's not looking near as good as this one is. But yeah, still, it's made a really good progress over the last year, and overall, I think Bud and Penny are happy with it. I like them. They seem like nice people, even though they're Georgia fans, like I said. But yeah, I won't hold it against them. But yeah, overall, happy with the progress. And one thing to consider if you're a homeowner, I don't mow this yard, by the way. If you're a homeowner, you do your part too. Like if you see some, some pesky weeds are hanging on that can be hard to kill, go ahead and pull them up if you can, just to help out. But yeah, y'all, hope this was informative. I'll get some more footage in a minute. Hey y'all, so I'm at a neighbor's yard right up the road from where I live at, my neighborhood, Vic and Terry. I won't say their last name, obviously. Even if I could, I couldn't pronounce it right, so I don't want to butcher their last name or whatever. Vic's a really nice guy. He also power lifts, so I don't want to make him mad. But anyway, yeah, I want to make a quick point about this yard. So this yard I just got done spraying. Has literally no weeds, maybe a few broadleaf weeds. This is the backyard I'm in right now. So yeah, there's a few on the edge of the concrete here, but they'll die off with the chemical I'm spraying today. So keep it in mind if you're a homeowner, the results can vary year to year. Some years you may have years where you have literally no weeds, and then others you may have some popping up, but obviously that's usually due to weather factors, rain primarily. That can kind of mess up your pre-emergent and cause more weeds to pop up in your yard. But it's also frustrating for me because this yard is weed free, and the next yard I may be spraying, it may have significantly more weeds popping up. So yeah, it can be frustrating, but yeah, just let your customers know if you're a business owner doing this, that can be the case sometimes. Not to freak out and get rid of you, but as long as you know what you're doing and you can explain that to them, they'll appreciate that and stick with you in the end. But yeah, y'all, just thought I'd throw that out there real quick. Hey y'all, so yeah, you saw me spraying that little patch of grass. This is one of my HOAs. It's actually my neighborhood that I live in. Obviously I take care, I maintain a few of the grassy areas in the neighborhood and whatnot. So I do the mowing and the treatments. And one thing to consider, guys, if you're a lawn care guy like myself and you're thinking about doing the treatments, I wouldn't have got this job, this big contract, this 12-month contract, get paid good every month. Certain amount every month, which comes in handy in the winter. I wouldn't have got it had I not offered the weed control and the fertilization. So that's something to definitely consider. A lot of these bigger jobs, these contractual type jobs, they want somebody that can do it all, not only mow and trim bushes, but can also treat. And to be honest with you, they could care less if you had a skid steer or not. It's actually, a lot of these places would rather you be able to do the weed control and the fertilization. So yeah, keep that in mind whenever you're thinking about getting involved with the treatment side of things and what it can bring for your business. Because like I said, I wouldn't have got this job or the other 3 big contracts that I have every month, with money coming in if I didn't have this as a service. So yeah, y'all think of that too. Hey y'all, so I just finished up for today. It's about 4:30. I'll be honest with you, I ended up working a little later than I was planning to as far as spraying. I still got a job for my neighbor I need to do some edging. But anyway, For you lawn care guys that spray, I'll be honest with you, I'm probably not charging enough on some of these yards, especially in my neighborhood, for the size of them, to be honest with you, because most of the lots in my neighborhood are anywhere from 3/4 to acre lots. So much bigger lots and yards than I was spraying Thursday when I was knocking out all those $50 yards that literally I'd use a couple of gallons solution and be done in a couple of minutes. But yeah, these are way bigger lots and yards. I need to honestly next year go up, and my price is probably $10, maybe a little more, to be honest with you. I still made pretty good money, but not near as profitable as I need to be, just to be honest. But yeah, for you homeowners out there, a couple things, and I feel like I put together a good video with some good tips and recommendations. I actually talked to a lady in the neighborhood, Miss Vicky, today, who was telling me she used to do her own thing, buy stuff from the big box stores, and she was telling me exactly what I said in my opening statement this morning in the video that you'll see later, that the stuff that she was buying, and based on the money she was spending, she just wasn't seeing the results. So she got to a point where she's like, I got to hire somebody. So luckily I had posted on a Facebook neighborhood page, and she saw the post I made about doing treatments for anybody that was looking, and got in touch with me, and glad I was able to get in touch with her, and vice versa. Really nice lady, and she's very appreciative. And she basically, like I said, she told me that she just didn't feel like she was able to do it on her own, and that's what I mentioned in the video earlier this morning, is that I feel like you're just better off, unless you really know what you're doing, go ahead and hire that local company. Someone that really knows what they're doing, uses quality chemicals and fertilizers, and you'll find that the results will be better. So yeah, that's my recommendation, to be honest with you. So hopefully this video is helpful, and appreciate everybody watching, and hope you're having a great weekend and have a blessed Sunday tomorrow, and I will talk to you later.